Hello there, and welcome to another episode of the Schultz Family Adventures. I'm your host, Chad, joined by one of the Wonder Twins today, Peyton. And today, it's actually not a horror or scary movie unboxing, but it is still memorabilia, but we went to another convention, right? So we went and checked out Galaxycon in Oklahoma City. And I will say definitely like the biggest convention we'd been to. Yes.
Yeah.
The first convention that we actually got a little, I don't know, what do you call that? Like a lanyard pass thing. Usually it's just paper tickets or the tickets on your phone type of deal. So
it's wristband. We usually get wristband.
A wristband, there you go. So this was cool. I enjoyed that. And as you can see, we went on a Sunday, which I am glad we did. This was a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday probably would have been okay too, but Saturday they had put a video up, and it looked crazy crowded. When I say this is the biggest convention we went to, they probably had, I'd say, 50 people signing. Mm. Now, it wasn't just actors and actresses type of deal. It was, creators, artists.
Book riders.
Yeah, you name it. Definitely the most cosplay I had seen at a convention. And good stuff, too. I mean, I didn't think it was cheap looking or anything like that. And this was a Sunday. I can't imagine what we would have seen Saturday if it was Saturday type of deal. But the vendors were awesome. Mm-hmm. Different than just because all we've attended before is like horror conventions. So different stuff. Peyton, what did you get?
What do you mean?
With the vendors.
Oh, I got a Harry Potter one.
Yeah. So that was, if I would have thought about it, I would have put two and two together that kind of stuff would have been there. But I wasn't sure what to expect. But man, they had all kind of a whole bunch of lightsabers and I don't think there was anybody from the Star Wars movies there.
There wasn't.
That I can think of. I mean, there might have been if I stopped and thought about it, but lot of Star Wars merchandise, but they had everything. I mean, all the genres. Definitely horror stuff type of deal. But I thought the wand was cool. I thought the prices were good. I always complain that there haven't been a lot of t-shirts for sale. And man, this time there was all kinds of t-shirts. So one of the things I got from one of the vendors was the Hellraiser puzzle box. I believe it is called the Lament configuration. What did she say this is made out of again?
Resin.
And it's heavy. So I have one of these that's signed by Clive Barker, but it is definitely not made out of the same material. It's very light. I think it's either plastic or cardboard. And I mean, it looks great because we have it in a nice shadow box and everything. But man, I don't know if I would attempt to get this signed or anything. Just because it's not really a smooth, flat surface, right? I think the signature, what do you think, beautiful camera lady? Not a good idea? Okay. Yeah, she's agreeing. But I loved it, and I thought it was, again, very, everything that we purchased, I thought was a great price. And, when I talk about that, they had t-shirts there, $15. And I thought that was a really good deal. We wound up not getting any t-shirts or anything. We did get a mystery box for Abigail that was a little bit of a letdown, so we're not even going to put any of that stuff on there. But Let's talk about the people that we did meet and get signatures from. Only a total of 5 people, right?
Yes.
And believe it or not, Peyton got more signatures than I did. So this was definitely different. And I think there were a lot more people there that you would have liked to have met and got signatures from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So signature prices, I thought were decent. These were some big names for you, right? Okay. So, but we voted, and I'm going to go first. So the 2 people that I met, the first one was Roger Jackson. He, of course, is the voice of Ghostface in Scream. Mm-hmm. Okay. He does so many voices. He's also an artist. Really nice guy, right? Mm-hmm. So when we got there, he wasn't there yet, and when we made our way back to him, there was a special needs young lady there with her family, and he was signing something from Powerpuff Girls for her. And she was nonverbal, and he was communicating with her.
Doing sign language.
Yeah, I think it was sign language. And it was kind of funny because he got done with that, and then we're next in line, and the lady hands him our Ghostface NECA, and he goes, that's kind of a different, going from Powerpuff Girls right into, like a killer or whatever. Anyway, just a good dude. Let's open this up so you guys can take a look at it. I had brought this blue Sharpie that I wanted to get it signed in. But again, I know that the guy's an artist, and he had his pen collection there.
He's a commercial art. What's it called, Mom? You did it. What is it called?
Graphic designer?
Graphic design. Okay. So, but he had he had them all in a neat protector thing, and he looks at it, and I'm sure he signed plenty of these before. But he's like, let's get it signed in blood red, and he's doing his voice and everything pretty much the whole time, but he's throwing some different voices at us. Some of them I didn't know what they were, but he was definitely throwing the Ghostface voice at us, right? And but then he started he's offering all these different pens, and anyway, we went with the blood red, which I thought turned out awesome, right? Did a good job. NECA is something that I'm adding to the collection type of deal. We have a few of them now, and definitely the next convention there's going to be quite a few more, because that's what I'm stocking up on. But awesome. Okay, so we're doing the picture, and you'll see the pictures. I'll put them on here. At first, Peyton's smiling. Well, then the guy starts doing the voice again. Roger starts doing the voice again, and I don't remember what he's saying, but I think he was saying he was going to kill somebody or something.
Yeah, he goes, you shouldn't have told me where you live. And I was like, okay. And he's like, you shouldn't tell serial killers where you live. And I'm like, okay.
It was, so you'll see in one of the pictures, her face totally changes, what's going on? What's going on here? So anyway, okay, definitely a cool experience. Recommend meeting the guy.
My nose. I'm going to sneeze.
Don't sneeze.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so definitely recommend meeting him, right?
Yes.
Take some time to talk to you. He doesn't just, rush you through or anything like that. So then the other person that I met, this is a big one for me.
Grab it.
Yep, is Anthony Michael Hall. So, of course, I don't have him sign anything from The Breakfast Club or Weird Science. Oh, no. It's all about, we added him to the last trilogy poster because, of course, he played Tommy Doyle in Halloween Kills. And he was one of the last people to arrive, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I know he's got a big signature. And y'all can tell in the poster where he's at, there's not a lot of room for him to sign there. So we kind of had a game plan going on where we thought maybe he would go up top or beautiful camera woman suggested this area, and he started laughing at us because he's like, I said, man, I know you got a big signature, and he's like, I can write, I can write smaller if you want me to, and I'm like, no, and he was talking about how he had signed a bunch of Halloween stuff at this convention. I think it kind of threw him off. He was talking about how busy it was, which I'm wondering if, maybe that's why he's a little bit late, because he had to stay longer the previous day or whatever to get everybody through the line. But love the signature. This was, I know that working with the other companies and getting this poster signed, it was a Deca that we had, the paint pen that he used. Signed, definitely matching up. Like, I don't think anything looks different really. We're hoping to add Nick Castle up here in the near future. But, okay, so Anthony Michael Hall at his booth had a ton of photos, posters.
He had to have 2 tables.
Yeah, by far the most product of, and like the bigger posters, like they actually put the price on there, and it wasn't just for the poster. It was like get it signed, and they put the total on there for you. So they weren't hiding anything. And the normal 8x10s, I think with everybody, the cost of the autograph included it. I know that they'd been talking lately that some people charge extra for photos and stuff. We didn't encounter that at all. And I'd also heard stories that he didn't like being recorded. Now, granted, we didn't record anything, but when he was signing it, and again, I'll put a picture up, I asked him, I said, hey man, are you okay if I take a picture of you sign it? He's like, yeah. Well, then he like looks up and smiles like when he's signing it. So he was totally cool about, we didn't have any problems with him at all. I thought he's a super nice guy. Talked to us and everything. So great experience, right?
Maybe he just likes being asked.
It could be. Yeah, I mean, I think with any of these people, if you're polite, I'm sure they're polite. And just like anybody else, I'm sure people have good days and bad days. I cannot honestly think of a bad experience we've had that I've regretted spending money to have someone sign, to meet someone, take a picture with them. I really can't.
I mean, there's some interesting experiences, but nothing bad.
Sure, and people are different. I mean, I don't have a problem with that at all. So, yeah. But, so for my part, very happy. Thought everything turned out great. So I'm going to let Peyton do some talking because she got to meet her 3 people, and I'll just let her tell you about it here.
Okay, so I met 3 people from Twilight. I met Kellen Lutz, I met Ashley Green, and then I met Jackson Rathbone. Kellen plays Emmett from Twilight. Ashley plays Alice, and Jackson plays Jasper. And when we first got there, none of his people were here to do his signing, so I had to go first. And I was so scared. So I was like, no, I can't do it. So then we met Kellen first, and he's super nice. He was very nice. That's all and
gave you a huge hug.
Yeah, he's
But did that make you more nervous or settle you down a little bit?
Both.
Okay. Okay.
Both. Because, he gave me a hug, and then he was like, I'm not scary, look at my cute dimples. And I was like, uh-huh. And then
I was trying to get your phone from you so I could take pictures, and she's totally like, what? He's asking her questions, and she's like, I think he could have asked your name, and you wouldn't have.
A little starstruck, were you?
Yeah, at first. But you came around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he asked me what my favorite scene from the movie was, and I just stood there, and then he goes, well, do you have a favorite book? And I go, New Moon. And he goes, oh, you're Team Jacob, aren't you? And I go, yep. Yep. I was so scared. And then after we met him, he was super nice. Took a photo with us, took a selfie.
A lot. Not just one or two. I mean, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was just really nice. Cool signature.
Yeah.
And then after we met him, I met Jackson Rathbone. Jasper and Emmett are probably my two favorite characters, so like I was still kind of nervous. And like throughout the line I was getting like more nervous, but then we got up there and he was super nice, and he was asking me like what my favorite movie was out of the franchise, and I was like again, because I guess I don't know any other words but and what?
They all were huggers.
Yeah.
Yeah, all hugged. Jackson was telling the story about being groped while we were waiting in line, which was pretty funny. I don't know how many pictures we'll put up, but he by far did like the most poses and everything. And he wants the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like wants to do a bunch of selfies. And I think, did Kellen do selfies too, or did he just pretty much let us?
He let you take the hugging photo of us hugging, and then he was like, okay, now give me the phone,
Yeah,
I'll take a selfie. Yeah. And he just took so many selfies.
Yeah, I think all of them did except for Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley, my dad took the photo.
I will say this, huge difference size-wise between Kellen and Jackson. Holy cow. That dude, Kellen's a big dude. Yeah.
I love Kellen.
And Jackson was by far the longest line of the day.
Yes.
But they still moved. I mean, again, I don't want to know what Saturday's lines would have been like. This was Sunday. And the Twilight people probably had the longest lines there, easily.
Yeah, but they also took their time with people as they went through
there. They did. So, and then Ashley was the last one, right?
Yeah, she was very nice. She asked me what my name was, even though it was on the paper in front of her. So I was a little confused. And then, Jackson asked me where I was from, and I looked at my dad because I obviously had no clue.
Yeah, totally starstruck. But you did good. I mean, you finally did talk to everybody. And again, we decided to get them all on one photo. We didn't prepare. We didn't get a poster. And that's the one thing. There was one dude that had a huge poster booth. And I think he was kicking himself that he didn't bring more Twilight stuff. Type of deal. He's like, no, I just decided to bring, what was it, New Moon that he had? And it was, I'm not sure that was the normal poster either. It looked kind of weird.
It's the front cover of the book.
Okay, so it was the book cover. A lot of people were getting the book signed.
Yeah.
Yeah, book signed.
And then I was like, well, I should have brought my book, but then I realized it's kind of your book. But then I don't think you would mind if I had Kellen sign it because you like Kellen a lot.
Yeah. But they were all, I mean, again, not a bad experience. And I got to hand it to Kellen and Jackson. So I got to tell you a story before we leave. She's like, I'm going to go over there and get another hug from Kellen. And I said, all right, if you say it, you got to do it. Yeah. And she's like, okay, so we go back over there. And luckily his line was not long at this time. And I get the idea. I walk up there and I say, hey, do you remember us? And the lady helping him is like, yeah. And I don't know who these people are, if it's family or whatever. And I said, hey, my picture didn't turn out the best the first time. And before I could even finish, he's hugging on her again. He's like, hey, it's you guys again. He's asking me about my watch, and he's hugging on her again. And I'm like, dude, the pictures didn't come out good. Oh, okay. And he's like, no, I'll take some more. So yeah, I mean, that like just cool people,
Yeah.
just good people.
And he said I made his day.
Yeah. So yeah, totally good experience. I did want to get Danny Trejo. Again, hope I'm saying the name right. That's why we need Abigail in these videos, so she can mispronounce the names, because she gets the name of everything wrong. Doesn't care.
She sees the first 2 letters and she's like,
yeah,
oh,
zebra. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I couldn't decide what the heck to get him on. I actually brought a few things, but it was smaller rolls, and I'm trying to get these things, filled out with some of the main people in there. So I didn't want to do it. I backed out, and then our boy Kerry Elways, I believe is how you say it. I would have asked him if he had shown up, but I guess he had something going on work-wise and couldn't make it. But I was totally going to add him to our Saw poster. Would have been awesome. So we missed him, but man, there's so many people there. So many people. Good convention. Probably, I hate to say it, but probably the best one that we've been to so far. Just with all the options for signatures. They had the pro photo ops. Trying to think. They had they had some stuff from Twister there because Helen Hunt was there. I think even one of the trucks from the movie.
Yeah, in the there is this area, and by where you eat, they had the Twister truck in this photo op.
Yeah, just stuff that we really hadn't seen before. But overall, Galaxycon, Oklahoma City, great job. We'll be back. Do wish it was a little bit cheaper to get in. I thought that was a little bit steep, but because we don't do the panels and stuff, we probably should. And again, I didn't record. Just trying to enjoy the convention. Not want to worry about getting stuff on film or whatever. It's hard enough getting good pictures, I think, sometimes. Because especially if you're not the one taking them, if somebody else is, like their handler or whatever, you don't know what you look like or. But we did find out you could probably go back up and get another picture if you wanted to. Type of deal. It worked. So yeah, use that suggestion. But anyway, so great time?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So as usual, if you enjoy the video,
you should leave a like.
Leave a like. If you do leave a like, maybe you should.
Oh, am I supposed to subscribe
To the channel. What if they have any questions or comments?
Comment them and we'll get back to you.
All right, leave them for us. We'll get back to you. See, you're catching on. But as usual, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you the next time on Schultz Family Adventures.